Alright, I'll play one more, but I'll try and ban, like, whatever needs banned. Try to call out, but if it's, like I said, first game, if it's some giga dog shit, like they just lock in the most elo inflated shit, like perma win shit, because we missed a ban, I'm just gonna go to my plat account for fun. 5-hour streams again. It's miserable. These guys are so lost on the bounce. It's so crazy. If they just
Yeah, the balance team. Okay, so we just watched the video where Necrit, he went through and explored the Riot facilities. We got to see inside what they're doing. And he just said the balance team is off. I'll give you the hint of why. The balance team is not working. They're playing Warhammer 40K inside of the Kazakhs room. They're not, they're not balancing, bro. They're off freaking in La La Land playing in one of the themed rooms around the campus.
didn't touch anything, bro. I cannot comprehend why they do this, man. I don't know. I don't know. Nobody likes this shit. I don't know, bro. It's so crazy. It's every single game today, by the way. Instead of Zeri, every single game the Zeri's popped off. Bro, it's not even the same player. It is just, they are
I bet you they have scheduled changes to where they're like, which champ is going to be OP for the next month, and they hit it, and it auto cycles through, so that way they don't have to worry about doing anything, and they can go play, you know, inside of the TF room, Twisted Fate room, and you know, just hang out playing Warhammer, you know, go into the arcade room and hang out playing some Street Fighter 1, all that stuff. I wonder if that's how they balance the game.
You're stupid. Can't stand it, man. Yeah, I know I said it before, where high elo's like very like cringe, where people only play the inflated shit, but I don't give a fuck. It's more so than ever, especially bot lane. Like, you have got to pick these disgusting supports, you have to pick these disgusting AD carries, because they wanted to fuck with the items again. Why? No, dude. Why?
We love Static Shiv. Such a banger item.
Why did we change the items again? Can anybody tell me actually, like, give me a so they have to give me a valid reason on why these guys changed the items again? Anybody? A serious answer, please. Like, I'm honestly trying to know why they did it. Shit is so fucking lame.
They were bored.
I would argue that meta didn't even change. Like, there's no meta change.
No.
Garbage. Right, it's up. Jinx and Aphelios and Bro. Okay, Aphelios is 100% broken. Jinx, I think, did get weaker. People don't play her. All AD carries are crybabies. I don't think anybody was saying AD carry was weak, though. Like, the actual.
Yeah, so AD carry was actually, I mean, it's always been like pretty good. So essentially, they just improved the current state of AD carries. I mean, I think AD carries are crybabies, just in the sense that they whine a lot, you know, comparatively to the other roles. But he's right. They weren't like bad. They weren't in a bad spot. The item changes made them unnecessarily more powerful for no reason.
Well, items. The problem with AD carry is if you get a bad support or if you get a bad jungle, so you get camp. It's not like the AD carry items were the problem. It was not an AD carry item problem.
This is AD carry mentality. It's a player problem. It's the other person.
Why
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily.
They just want people to have a lot of options with different build paths. Bro, unfortunately, that's not what League is nowadays, and people will find the same exact build path and build it every game. If it's for build diversity, there is no build diversity.
Nah.
Building this. It's the
Bro,
same shit
this game is not Diablo 4, my guy. If you are an AD carry, you're going to get some crit items or some on-hit items. If you're AP, you're going to get a big-ass hat and some magic pen. If you're top lane, get Heart Steel. You know, like, we're not playing Diablo 4. You're not going Twisted Blades, freaking Rain of Arrows, Katarina. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what this is.
I would argue just to get rid of items in general, to be honest. It is the same exact
That's a crazy take.
It's even more so now. Items matter infinitely more than champions. Infinitely.
I don't. So that's true. The items do matter more. And I think what they're trying is that they're trying to make gold worth more, in the sense that, you know, the more gold you have, the more you win. So it rewards people that are dying less and getting more kills, or dying less and getting more farm. So it kind of rewards the slower experience, unless you're just bodying people. And the problem though is it removes the skill factor of the champion. It makes it so much more harder to outplay somebody when they're ahead, because if they have more items, they're just going to instantly spread their ass cheeks over your head and crack an egg on it. And that's the problem with this. I see what they're doing, I just don't think it's right.
Items are the most important thing in League of Legends. People play champions because they abuse items well, not because they the items.
You get a 1 item lead, like a full item on somebody, that you're the person you're playing in lane, you're fucked. Like, you're gonna lose that lane, or if you get the item, you're gonna shit on them, guaranteed. I played Fizz the other day, got my rocket belt, and then my next item, got my Lichbane second. I was 1 item ahead, purely off of farming. I had maybe 1 kill on the guy, so I was beating him already, to be fair. But as soon as I got that Lichbane and I was an item ahead, the amount of power that I had, like, I had God hand on him. Like, he could not move. And, I mean, yeah, it was fun to play for me because I was giga shitting on him, like, at that point. But it felt so free. It felt like a cheat code unlocked for me.
Make the champions good. Like, for instance, Zeri. Zeri is an item abuser. She abuses items. It's garbage, man. If you get a game where the enemy team's not just fucking shamelessly locking it in, or your team's not just locking in where people actually play the game to have fun, like Neon Alawi, for instance, it's so much better. But the strong shit is so unbearable. You cannot deal with the strong shit. Remember the mythic items? It's not even mythic. Mythic. So
yeah, mythics are. It is what it is. They're fine.
Gale Force Kraken being mythics, or whatever the fuck we have now. 100% Shieldbow Kraken Gale Force was better than whatever the fuck we're playing with now. 100%. Easily. It's not even comparable. No mythics at all? Okay, yeah, well, okay, but I'm arguing about the... No mythics.
He's talking about the static shivs of the world. Why is this item in the game? That, like, like, I love static shiv, like, because it's a fun item, but it's so broken.
Mythic items versus... yes, so no mythics was better. I completely agree. You're right. But out of the 2 fucked up systems, which fucked up system was better?
Yeah.
Shield Bow, Gale Force, Kraken.
Because they're gonna shove a system down our throat. So if we're gonna take the dick down the neck, we better pick the right system.
And how could you ever even argue? You'd have to be a dumbass to even try and argue. I'm sure Riot will be like, they'll pull out their fucking little notepad, they'll pull out their statistics, and they'll give us a bunch of bullshit data.
Yep.
Well, actually, 57...
Freak's gonna come out with a 48-minute video about...
players that build 74% that build out of every third game.
Statistically, 33.33 repeating, of course.
Play the game 1 fucking time. See how bad you've made it.
Look, this guy's gotten Challenger in 5 roles, okay? He's better than I will ever be at League of Legends, guaranteed. I am a Platinum Andy. I fluctuate in Platinum. I don't quote myself to be the best. I don't even quote myself to be really good. But I know exactly what he's talking about. It feels bad. It feels not bueno when somebody's an item ahead of you. It feels so oppressive, and it should feel oppressive, but not to the degree you feel no hope in the game.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, the old one, but I'm glad this one is going...
Like, the amount of damage it gives a champion is like... It's fucking exponential right now. It's like, oh my god. And if you, like, this is probably one of the easiest times to smurf, because you're going to get more items than them, and your win con is completely locked in. I mean, you're already going to, like, win most of the time because you're smurf, but it's like they almost have no chance of winning now. So smurfing even feels worse for lower elo people. So, like, who is this helping? It's not helping anyone.
Horrible, because in the article they said that was their last attempt to fix it.
Because then it makes... Okay, so let me explain. So, yes, if you're smurfing, right, you're obviously going to shit on the lower elo people, but there's times where they can, overcome, and, the rest of the Smurfs team's doing bad, so you can kind of pull out a win every now and then. Now, it's almost like there's no hope, right? So, smurfing was already a problem, shitting on, like, low elo people. They made the, low elo or smurf queue or whatever, but it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. All right? Because then you got people like him shitting on Smurfs, 5 challengers. Like, he's obviously going to shit on you, right? In Smurf queue, even. Like, it doesn't matter. So, but the other problem is, for just competitive sake, when he's playing against people as good as him, when he's playing people as good as him, he's going to run into an issue. Basically, if they get the slightest advantage, it's going to be an exponential increase of advantage for them, which, when you're at equal skill levels, that's not really fair. It doesn't feel good to play that.
Otherwise, you're going to remove Mythic. Sometimes the game's on fire. Do you know how long that means, by the way, bro? When they say they're gonna remove it, it's not like, oh, it'll be done in 2 months, a month. It won't even be preseason. It'll be next year, mid-season patch, if they admit it's not a failure. But by the time it's mid-season patch, the items will finally be balanced and the game will be playable. And then guess what they'll do? Right in the middle of the season, they'll fucking chuck it out the window and fuck everything up again. Because it's what they do every mid-season. Every single mid-season. There's not one. It is fucking mid-season every time. I don't know why they...
Yeah, so during the season, they use their statistics to back up their point, right? And then when they get to the mid-season where it makes sense to make a change, it's like, oh shit, like, yeah, we should probably mix it up. We were wrong about that. Let's try some new shit.
Still do it. You are not retaining players. Drop the concurrent viewer count. Excuse me, the concurrent player count. Prove me wrong. You are not Fortnite. When you people quit before they keep playing.
You're not Fortnite.
When new shit is added to League, man. 90% of the time, 100%. I have never heard anybody be like, yo, ban Zero, you freaks. I've never seen, out of my 1,000 million hours of playing this game, anybody be like, oh yeah, I came back because the new items. Nobody says that, bro. If they do, they're one and done. They're gone after a week.
They're gone after a week. Also, the reason I come back to League, like, every now and then to play, like, it's usually, like, when there's, like, a couple new champions out and I just want to try them out. Obviously, you come back at the start of the new season. I also come back near the end of the current seasons just so I can, like, push my rank up or whatever, get the rewards. So, the content that you're consuming is not, like, the item changes isn't, like, that. It just ain't it. It's not it.
They are gone after a week. It doesn't make sense. Judge, I main trying to find a champion in the jungle. We're able to get a play Graves. Place in. How do you possibly know that though? It's, dude, it's just like, because it's just like it's just business is what it is. Just simple. It's business, especially in League of Legends. It is like, just think about how fucking many hours you have to play this game. Whether you're a noob or you're a good player, how many hours you have to play to learn League of Legends, to learn the 180 fucking champions matchup versus how the other 180.
Let me tell you something. I have friends that ask me, hey, should I get into League of Legends? Do you know what I tell them? As a player of this game, no. Don't play this shit game. Please don't get into this game. It'll ruin your life. Because the amount of hours you need to be skillful or at least have, and the noobs he's talking about, those noob players, those motherfuckers have at least 1,000 hours in this game, guaranteed. And those are like the bad players. Like, I easily have 5,000, 10,000 plus hours into this game, and I would say, like, I'm like, you know, a normal player, your average day-to-day player. And then you get people like Tyler1 with probably 100,000 maybe hours. I don't even know. Like, this guy's been playing this game. Let's do a calculator check real quick here. Let's see how many. 24. 4,166. 11 years. Okay, so maybe not 100,000. I would say like 80K maybe. He's probably got 8 years of dedicated playtime to this game of his life. Just gone. Don't play this game.
Champs to build what items, when to build what items, how to trade level 1, 2, 3, where to path, where to stand, where to start. You have all this shit that you take years learning, and then they're changing it every 4 months. There's no, it doesn't make sense. A normie player, a casual player, they're not playing that.
Do you want to know why CSGO is such a successful competitive game? Why the competitiveness of CSGO is so, it's like put on like a pedestal. It's because things rarely change, and if they do, it's minute, right? So the same core gameplay stays the same. 5,000 hour Andy, if he quits CS:GO, he's going to come back and still have a lot of the same skills he had. He's not going to be dealing with new items, different runes, multiple different champions, maybe a map change here and there. Like, let's say a League player quits for 2 years, comes back. You're basically a new player. That's not cool, man. After how many
nobody's playing through this
and
shit.
yes, you could argue, yes, it like keeps it fresh, yes, it keeps it fun for like the current player base. Okay, sure. But from a competitive standpoint, it's buttholes and bananas.
That's why I am 100% convinced ARAM carries League of Legends. Actually, ARAM carries League. I think more people, like a significant amount of ARAM normie players play ranked. So balance doesn't actually matter for the success of League, as long as they're playing casually. Not just ARAM, but like special game mode, customs, normals. Other older players play TFT.
Ranked solo is the minority of the people that play this game.
So that whole thing is why I think they, honest to God, probably don't even give a fuck about rank or the balance, which whatever. But it's fucking the items, because items affect ARAM. Or ARAM players actually care. No, bro, they don't actually care. Normal game players, maybe they care. Games with friends, maybe they care. It's pretty much the item change, especially in the middle of the season, only really affects ranked players. And we all know Riot does not give a fuck about ranked. They do not give a fuck about the ranked quality. So
I think they care, but in the same way that like somebody cares, like if you make a list of priorities, it's like the bottom of their priority list, right?
I just boosters, shared accounts, win traders, betters, account sharing, all the bot problems in low elo. Riot very clearly does not care about ranked solo on any region. So if you don't fucking care about it, then fuck the balance.
Okay.
Which I believe is what they're doing. Give me playing like NXT patch, thanks, bro. I'm sorry, dude. Sorry. Or I've been hard to soak diamonds, my opinion means shit, but they don't give a fuck about boost accounts and diamond or griefers. Nah, not at all. That's been years.
Okay. Okay. So you don't? Okay. So let's do this then. Notepad. All right. You don't believe me? All right. So 1. Put that right there. Okay. We're going to turn this up a bit. 36. 1. So, title is, what does Riot actually care about? Okay? And this is from somebody that's... I would consider myself casual in Riot Games. I'm interested to see people non-casual how in tune with this they are. So what does Riot actually care about? Let's say Valorant. Okay? So when I say Valorant, this means the esports and the game. Okay? So Valorant esports will be number 1, and then if I had to make it to Valorant, the game would be number 2, making it a good game. That's their new highlight. People are viewing it, people are interested, they want that glizzy, so Valorant's number 1 for Riot. Number 2, the next thing that Riot cares about is League of Legends esports. Esports. So reason for that, obviously, is esports. So NA is their baby, right? NA is like dying, and so people are memeing on it a lot, but League of Legends esports as a whole is a really big deal for them, right? So they want it to succeed. I mean, think about how many viewers we get out of China, how many viewers you get out of Korea. All the people always forget the East, and they have so many different views. There's people playing hundreds of hours of their life in PC bangs, trying to get into an esport, and then you have EUS. The whole world is addicted to this fucking game, it seems like, and everybody wants to be, an esport legend. So of course they're gonna put. It's sponsored by State Farm, for God's sakes. Like, that's insane. So obviously that's number 2. And number 3, this is what they care about. ARAM. They care about ARAM and custom type games, normals, Clash, ARAM, etc. Okay? Okay? So the reason they do that, think about a casual game. Okay? I mean, we can even compare this to D4. What's the best part of Diablo 4? It's the beginning. It's that beginning and mid area, right? It's that part where most of the population will be playing. Any company that has half a brain is going to logistically pour a lot of their time in the game modes that people are going to play the most. So you have, let's say, 1 million players, but only 10,000 of those players are dedicated to ranked, while the rest of them are inside of a custom type game mode. Who are you going to make more money off of? The 990,000 ARAM normal Clash players playing with the boys. That's who you're going to focus on. You're going to focus on making those experiences nice and fun to play. It's number 4. I bet you won't guess. TFT. So, you won't believe... You know what? Actually, TFT is number 5. I'll explain that in a moment. Number 4, making new titles. They want to constantly progress, constantly make new games. We have the Riot MMO coming up. We have all the, the Echo game, the, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the Silas game. You know what I'm saying? So all these other smaller titles dragging more audience in that aren't interested in playing League of Legends. So making new titles is definitely up there. TFT, number 5. What do we got with TFT? TFT was a phenomenon when it first came out. People loved the shit, got addicted to it. They have a mobile app for it. Probably make millions of dollars a day on that. It's a very casual, friendly game, and it also includes another ranked mode for people to kind of play a thinking game versus a hands game. And people are going to be more tended to play that because of how many... It's easier to learn TFT than it is League of Legends. So people are going to, especially first-time users, like, hey, let's check this out. Oh, that little mole guy is cute. Let me play the mole guy. TFT. Number 6. Ranked. All the way at the bottom. This is where legal... So... And let me specify, I should put priority, battle pass, and skin making. If I could highlight this, this is the top. Okay? So now we're at ranked. And so all of this is to maximize and funnel the amount of skins and battle passes that are sold. Ranked is at the bottom. We don't give a shit about... So this is similar to Twitch's idea of increasing viewership, right? They don't care about the gold Andy. They don't care about the bronze Andy. They don't even care about the Diamond 1 guy, the Master guy, and most challengers even. The only people they care about are the people involved in the esports scene. And they will do nothing to... They don't want to do anything to boost somebody in the public eye that is not going to make them money in any way. Plus, if we talk about our previous discussion, if you have 1 million players, 10,000 play ranked, it's natural to assume they're going to give the least fucks about ranked. Even though that's what a lot of this hinges on. The League of Legends esports, number 2... making people more interested in the game, player retention, making ranked a better experience could solve a lot of issues, but this is what they've decided on business-wise. And maybe I'm biased, but it would just make ranked feel a lot more fun. I mean, just going into a game feeling, overly oppressed or overly oppressive, it doesn't feel competitive. You're either going to shit stomp or get shit stomped. It doesn't even matter. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest feeling. So, there you have it. That is what Riot really cares about. At least my opinion. There it is.